You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. All right, folks, in the latest impeachment news, the impeachment managers as well as Trump's attorneys delivered their closing arguments on Monday with little hope of changing anyone's mind. Here are some of today's arguments.
Both Articles 1 and 2 must fail. This entire campaign of impeachment that started from the very first day that the president was inaugurated was a partisan one, and it should never happen again.
The president did not condition security assistance or a meeting on anything during the July 25 call.
As I stand here today, delivering the House's closing argument, President Trump's constitutional crimes, his crimes against the American people and the nation, remain in progress.
Have the facts as presented to you as a court, as the High Court of Impeachment, proven trustworthy? Has there been full and fair disclosure in the course of these proceedings?
Absent conviction and removal, how can we be assured that this president will not do it again? If we are to rely on the next election to judge the president's efforts to cheat in that election, how can we know that the election will be free and fair? How can we know that every vote will be free from foreign interference solicited by the president himself?
We've never been in a situation like this in our history. We have an impeachment that is purely partisan and political. It's opposed by bipartisan members of the House. It does not even allege a violation of law. It is passed in an election year, and we're sitting here on the day that election season begins in Iowa. It is wrong. There is only one answer to that, and the answer is to reject those articles of impeachment.
As the trial comes to a close, the final vote is still to come. It will take place on Wednesday. What was interesting, Malik, now some people saying let's censure, like that somehow is going to impact Donald Trump. He doesn't give a damn. This is not going to change anything. Now you got Senator Susan Collins saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna vote not to convict him because I really think that he's learned his lesson." Really?
Well, I've been on your show. I've been around media saying that that's something that the censuring is something that the House actually should have done. I think that Congress actually should have gone that route because you would have gotten more support from Republicans on that. When you say that I want to impeach you and remove you from office, which is essentially what the impeachment is all about, I do believe that that's a little harder for people to swallow. If they had gone the censure route, now Donald Trump would much prefer a censure, but he would not like a censure either. Now, I know you said that he doesn't care. He actually does care. Probably because of just how it looks in the sense of how any president would care about whether or not they've been censured or impeached, because that is something that will forever be on their record. But I think if Democrats had chosen the censure route as opposed to the impeachment route, we would have actually been at a different place now, and you would have had more bipartisan support. Right now, it's just the partisans on
Kelly.
Right now, it's just the people on
Kelly,
if you're a Democrat, this is what you're going to believe. If you're a Republican, this is what you're going to believe. And there's very little middle ground in that, as it would have been had you actually gone the censure route.
Kelly, these Republicans wouldn't give a damn about censure. Bottom line is they are going to protect Donald Trump at all costs.
I mean, I see both sides here, both your point of view and Malik's. I don't think that... How do I say this? Even if the Democrats went the
say it. Just say it.
Yeah, no, I was trying to formulate a thought. Even if the Democrats did go the censure route, I think we still would have come up with the same result of the Republicans just not caring and not agreeing with the Democrats, because the parties are so polarized and the Republicans want somebody in their party as the president so badly that it kind of doesn't matter what Donald Trump does or what repercussions would happen therein. They will support that president because they don't want a Democrat in office, in the highest office in the land. So I feel like the Democrats made the right move here in going the impeachment route, not only because what he did rose to the level of impeachment, but they also have to have a strong front as well, saying, like, we will not tolerate such behavior from the highest office in the land. And a censure doesn't necessarily send that message, but impeachment does. So they did do the right thing in going this route. If you did go the censure route, I do see Malik's point in a perfect world where Republicans would be like, yeah, that wasn't cool. We should say something about it. But I don't think that would have happened either.
We're not in a perfect world.
That's what I'm saying.
We're not in a perfect world. And the world that we're in is one where Donald Trump owns this entire party.
But that's my point.
But what president doesn't own their own party?
No.
What president doesn't?
No. Hold on, man. Like, this is totally different. What you have here is you have Republicans consistently making numerous excuses for anything this man does. They will not hold him accountable for anything.
Well, that's just not true, Roland.
Absolutely.
That's just not true.
No. Where's the evidence?
Well, Roland, there have been a number of times, many times, whether it was Lindsey Graham, whether it was Chuck Grassley, whether it was even Marco Rubio, who interestingly made a different statement now, but there have been many Republicans who have publicly criticized Donald Trump for some of the things that he's actually... There have been many Republicans who have criticized Donald Trump.
But there's a difference between individual congressmen. There's a difference between an individual congressman criticizing the president and the Republican Party within Congress as a united front, not only criticizing him, but actually doing something about it.
And this is, I've actually made this point many times before when people say, well, why is it that...
I'm going to finish my point. I'm going to finish my point. This is what I said. I said hold him accountable. There is a difference, Melik, between a Jeff Flake getting on the floor of the United States Senate and giving a speech, and Lindsey Graham saying a few words on Fox News and holding him accountable. Two different things. So let me be clear. I did not say the Republicans have not given speeches saying, oh, Trump shouldn't have done that or shouldn't have said that or that was inartful how he worded. I said they have refused at every turn to hold Donald Trump accountable.
Yeah, and so I knew what you were saying there because you've mentioned it many times before. But outside of voting to remove the President of the United States from office, what does holding Trump accountable look like? So if criticizing Trump,
easy. Hold up. No, you asked the question.
Okay.
I'll tell you what it looks like. What it looks like is when Donald Trump gives cover to Saudi Arabia when it comes to the killing of a journalist working for the Washington Post, and then Donald Trump's like, hey, they're spending money with us buying arms. What did the members of Congress do? How do they hold him accountable? Have they stopped what he's done? Have they stopped any action that he's done? No. What they've done is they said, oh, okay, all right, well, you know what, okay, you're done. You shouldn't have done that, but okay, go right ahead. No, they have not rebuked him at any turn.
Well,
show me the evidence.
Well, Roland, I just told you the many instances where Republicans have actually criticized him.
But
the notion that somehow members of any party, be it Democrat or Republican, are going to publicly rebuke their president of the United States, it's just a pipe dream. It's not something that's really going to happen. There have been many instances.
That's not true.
That's not necessarily true.
Kelly, go ahead.
But
that's not true.
But
as an example, what?
But what I'm saying.
Kelly, go ahead.
First of all, we've never had a president do like a litany of super egregious things to the extent of Donald Trump, such that we needed an entire party to hold that president accountable. So that's number one. But when you say there have been several Republicans who have criticized him, you're absolutely right. There have been. But there's a difference between these people criticizing him and actually bringing forth legislation.
Such as what, though? What does hold him accountable mean?
I mean, frankly, Malik, they could have brought the censure. They could have said
they don't have the House. How could Republicans?
They had the House for the first year and a half of his presidency.
But what are they censuring him about prior to this? What is it that you wanted them to censure him about?
Like how you said that this didn't rise to high crimes and misdemeanors, and the Congress has the ability to determine what a high crime and misdemeanor is.
Right.
Congress can also determine what rises to the level of censure. Some of the things that Donald Trump has done, either by way of his tweets or his policies, I mean, they could have censured him for the 7-country ban within his first 12 months.
But that's something that went through courts, though.
But what I'm saying,
so you're going to censure him for something that the courts eventually ruled in his favor?
What I'm saying is Congress had the ability at that time to do it, because it doesn't matter what that branch of government does. It matters what the legislative branch of government does when it comes to censure. So when Donald Trump did that, Congress could have been like, hey, that's messed up. You need a censure, regardless of what the judicial branch did.
That's just not how censures work.
It is how censures work.
Bottom line is this here.
No, it is how censures work. No, you don't need the judicial branch to
You're
bring
just making that up.
No, I'm
It's
not.
just
You
not
don't
how
need
censures work.
No, you don't need the judicial branch to bring forth a censure. That's my point.
But judicial branches don't bring forth censures. I don't understand what you...
Okay, I said Congress can bring a censure.
Excuse me.
And you're talking about judicial branch.
This is very simple.
Those are two separate branches. So we're not talking about that.
I'm very clear here. Folks, it's very clear here. Republican Party is not going to hold Donald Trump accountable. They're not going to rebuke him. It's about power. It's as simple as that, and that's what they're going to do. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks, join Dr. Jackie Hood Martin as she engages others to think like a leader. Are you looking to enhance your leadership or that of your team in 2020? Well, join her newest online course and mastermind group, How Successful People Think. She will be your guide as you learn timeless leadership principles to apply to daily living. The offer expires on February 28th. Register or start the online course today by going to www.live2lead.com/Leesburg. That's www.live2lead.com/LEESBURG. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it.